10 shocking royal moments for the Queen's passing anniversary. Number 10, King Charles shaking hands after Queen Elizabeth II's passing. Charles is seen as the montage greeting members of the public in London on September 17th in the aftermath of Queen Elizabeth's passing. The king appeared to miss out on a black man in the crowd before shaking a white man's hand, with one Twitter user at the time stating, "This guy did it deliberately." Others pointed out Charles had shaken the hands of other black people during the walkabout, and footage of the moment was viewed 10 million times on Twitter, liked almost 180,000 times. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think he purposely did it? Was it unintentionally? I want to know what you guys think. On to number 9, the King's coronation. One moment which had viewers on the edge of their seats was the official crowning of King Charles, where it appeared the historic crown wouldn't fit his head. The Archbishop of Canterbury spent several seconds adjusting the St. Edward's crown as Westminster Abbey fell into complete silence. Mr. Welby appeared to place it on the King's head firmly before giving it a twist in an attempt to keep it on, as Charles sat completely still. The crown is known to be heavy, with the monarch once commenting on how his mother, the late Queen, said goodnight to him while wearing it so she could get used to its weight on her head before her coronation in 1953. Queen Camilla solidified her inheritance inside the English royal family when she was crowned alongside King Charles. Although they've been married for since 2005, their love story is not exactly a royal fairy tale, like those that have been romanticized throughout history. Instead, it has been characterized by a complicated past that began long before Camilla and the new king exchanged wedding vows. The Lord and Sovereign have one of English history's most convoluted and frightening romantic tales, brimming with embarrassment, treachery, and every conceivable kind of unexpected developments that at last shook the governments to its actual establishments. Christopher Anderson, creator of The Ruler, The Life of Charles III, USA Today, reported. Camilla's relationship with King Charles was as the celebrated justification for his separation from Diana, shook the imperial boat, and she long battled with public acknowledgement. After some time, though, she did start to gain public approval. Number 8, backlash. Charles's troubled past has been exposed numerous times now that he is king. He was accused of trying to get the British government to participate in some suspicious actions. A senior member of parliament dubbed Charles Britain's best informed lobbyist after it was revealed in 2015 that he had received secret documents about the British government's inner workings that not even elected ministers had seen. The royal engaged in personal lobbying efforts to senior politicians about a variety of topics, including illegal fishing of the Patagonian toothfish and orders of military helicopters during the Iraq War. According to 27 memos that were provided to The Guardian and dubbed the Black Spider memos, due to Charles's scrawl. Clarence House stated at the time that it is typical for heirs to the throne to be briefed on political topics. However, critics argued that members of the royal family should avoid politics. King Charles's political activism raises the question of whether he will be a political outspoken monarch. According to University of Chicago historian James Vaughan, who spoke to Politico, the question mark would be, would he try to use his role in the unwritten constitution to influence the British government's policies, and thinking more than his mother probably ever wanted to? Number 7, the royal family versus Camilla. Even though Charles and Camilla's relationship was very serious, Camilla was viewed negatively by the royals. For one thing, she was thought to be an experienced woman, which made her a no-go for the royal family when it came to finding Prince Charles a wife. On top of that, she wasn't even thought to be sufficiently aristocratic to be a princess. But now look at her, a queen. She kinda ate that. It is no secret or surprise that Diana's two sons never truly accepted Camilla once Charles brought her into the family, and although William might be less vocal about his opinion on her, especially as the future king, Harry never held back his feelings about the queen consort. As a notorious third member of Diana and Charles's marriage, she faced criticism constantly, resembling the evil stepmother from fairy tales. In Memoir Spare, Prince Harry says that she was trying to get rid of her other woman reputation and be seen as a legitimate royal wife by bargaining with the British tabloid media at his expense. Harry explained that after marrying Charles in 2005, Camilla sought a revamp and was dubbed the villain by the British press because of the connections she was making within the British press that made her dangerous, and he stated additionally that there was an unmistakable willingness on both sides to exchange information. Additionally, given that she was on her way to become queen consort and that she came from a family that was structured in a hierarchical manner, there were bound to be people or bodies discarded in the open. Number 6, not the Queen's choice. It's no secret that the extramarital affair between Charles and Camilla rocked the crown to its foundation. and put the final nail in the coffin of Diana and Charles's strained marriage. Queen Elizabeth was furious more than anyone else. So much that the Duchess wasn't even allowed to enter the palace for some time. She only had her official meeting with the Queen in the year 2000 because the current monarch had refused to meet her before then. Number 5, public reaction. Charles's second wife Camilla is unlikely to be forgiven for her role in the breakdown of the Wales marriage because of Diana's legacy, which has won her a new generation of admirers. In the early 1990s, when Charles appeared to confirm rumors that he had been having an affair during an interview with Jonathan Dimbleby in 1994, Camilla became a person of interest to the British press. Charles stated that Camilla had been a friend for a very long time and will continue to be a friend for a very long time, following a conversation about her. The sovereign conceded to being dedicated to Diana just until his marriage had hopelessly separated. Susanna Reid, host of Good Morning Britain, suggested in the beginning of the discussion that the British public had moved past their negative feelings toward Camilla in the 90s, following her 2005 marriage to Charles and seamless integration into the royal family. Number 4, Andrew. The extremely problematic brother of Charles was in attendance during the coronation, and obviously what he's partaken in is horrible and extremely embarrassing and disgusting. But unlike Harry, Andrew hasn't self-deported and dramatically burned bridges with the family, so excluding him from the coronation entirely was never on the table. Honestly, what do you guys think about that? I personally feel like he should not have been invited to the coronation, but let me know what you guys think in the comments, please. The Duke of York was there, but you may have had a hard time spotting him. Andrew had been barred from standing on the balcony at Buckingham Palace since he's not a working royal, even though he's still a Knight of the Garter and they traditionally play a significant role in the coronation. But the ceremony was changed to exclude the prince entirely. He was even banned from wearing his garter robes to the festivities, which has reportedly left him furious. What can I say? Don't do the crime if you don't want to do the time. Number 3, Camilla's crown featured an allegedly stolen diamond. Well, it was a stolen diamond. Camilla's crown features a stolen diamond. Camilla was coronated in a shorter and simpler ceremony following Charles's crowning. Camilla was crowned with Queen Mary's crown, marking the first time an existing crown was used for the Queen Consort's coronation. May thy servant Camilla, who wears this crown, be filled by thine abundant grace, and with all princely virtues reign in her heart, O King of love, that being certain of thy protection, she may be crowned with thy gracious favor through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. The Archbishop of Canterbury said as he placed the crown on Camilla's head. Camilla's title is not changing after coronation. Since her husband became king, she assumed the title Queen Consort Camilla. However, Queen Camilla will do. It's nicely alliterative, and the consort part is understood. Previous queens and queen consorts, including Charles's mother, have worn a crown containing the famous 105-carat Kohinoor diamond to coronations, and it was assumed that Camilla would do the same, but that could set off an international, robbery. Several nations have laid claim to the diamond, and India has repeatedly demanded that Britain return it. The palace has figured out how to avoid a diplomatic crisis and a real reckoning with Britain's colonial legacy. Camilla will wear the old crown, but it will be modified to remove the Kohinoor diamond, and the diamond will be moved to a new display at the Tower of London that recognizes it as a symbol of conquest. But just to be clear, the Britons aren't giving it back. Number 2, coronation invitation featured a pagan symbol. All the coronation symbols have a nature spring vibe, but people were shocked to see the green man on the invitation as it's associated with paganism. The royal family Twitter account described the green man as an ancient figure from British folklore, and in an interview with Slate, Francis Young, historian and folklorist, explained that's not actually true. I spent a lot of my time trying to debunk the idea that the green man is an ancient figure from British folklore and he's a made-up figure of 20th century folklore. He isn't actually an ancient pagan symbol. While a humanoid face with leaves does show up regularly in churches, cathedrals, and abbeys, it was likely seen as a sort of joke in ancient times. But an article written by a prominent folklorist in 1939 erroneously linked it to other Old English symbols, and it became a part of modern pagan mythology. The green man was probably included on the invitation to highlight King Charles's love of the outdoors. Again, what do you guys think about this? Let me know. And finally, number 1, public being asked to swear allegiance to Charles. For the first time, people can pledge themselves to the monarch. The part of the ceremony where hereditary peers assembled in Westminster Abbey swear fealty to the new king was replaced by an homage of the people. The Archbishop of Canterbury invited all who so desire, whether following the service in the Abbey and elsewhere, to swear their allegiance to their majesty. People seem to find swearing their allegiance to Charles from their couch creepy. That is the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more news on your favorite celebrities and juicy royal updates. And I'll catch you next time on The Rich Life.